We'll be reading from Exodus chapter 1, verse 23 in the Hebrew. You know these, for sure. Get these ready to go. Yeah, 1 and 23.
No, it should be
No, chapter 2,
yeah,
6.
6 through
Exodus chapter 2, verse 6.
12.
In the Hebrew. With the Pathak. With the Hawa. Ayalad. Wahada. Na'ar. Baka. With the Chamal. Aliyawa. With the Amar. Mayaladya. Ibarium. Zaha. 7. With the Amar. Akathwa. Al. Ba. Ra'aiha. Alak. Okora. Athia. Maka. Asha. Mayanak. Mayanakwath. Man. Ibaria. With the knock. Maka. Ath. Ayalad. With the Amar. Laha. Bath. Paraiha. Lakaya. With the lock. Ailama. With the Korah. Ama. Ayalad. With the Amar. Laha. Bath. Paraiha. Ayalaya. Hayalayakia. Hayalad. Hazah. Wahayanak. Hawa. Laya. Wa Anya. Atan. Shakarak. With the quack. Ha'asha. Ayalad. With the Yak Hawa. 10. Wagadal. Ayalad. With the Ba'ah Hawa. Labah. Paraiha. Wayahaya. Laha. Laban. With the Kora'ah. Shamawa. Masha. With the Amar. Kaya. Man. Mayam. Mashaya Thawa. 11. Wayahaya. Bayamyan. Aham. Wayagadal. Masha. Wayataza'a. Al. Akhayawa. Wayara'a. Basabal. Basabalatham. Wayara'a. Ayash. Batazaria. Makar. Ayash. Ibaria. Ma'akyawa. 12. Wayapan. Kaha. Waka. Wayara'a. Kaya. Ayan. Ayash. Wayak. Ath. Matazaria. Wayataman. Hawa. Bachawo. That's it.
We'll be reading Exodus chapter 2, verses 6 through 12 in the English. Exodus 2, verse 6. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Verse 7. It's like, and just to catch everybody up, this is when the Pharaoh at the time, he put the decree in that all the midwives were supposed to unalive every male born son. At this point, Moses' mother, when she had him, the midwife, she did not unalive him. And she put him in the river. And Pharaoh's daughter is now coming and seeing him. Verse 7. This said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew woman, that she may nurse the child for thee? Verse 8. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. Verse 9. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. Verse 10. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. Verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. And he spied on Egyptian smiting in Hebrew, one of his brethren. Verse 12. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid himself in the sand. That's it.
No, I got it.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 13 in the Hebrew. Uyataza'ah, Uyarum, Ashanya, Hana, Shanya, Anashium, Ibarium, Natazayum, Uya Amar, Larashai, Amar, the Ka, Ra'ain 14, Uya Amar, Mayam, Shamak, Ayash, Shar, Shapat, Alayanwa, Alahar, Alaharaganya, Atha, Amar, Kaashar, Aragath, Af, Matazaria, Uyayara, Masha, Uya Amar, Akan, Noadai, Adabar 15, Uya Shamai, Araiha, Av, Adabar, Azar, Uyaba, Quash, Laharag, Af, Masha, Uyabarak, Masha, Mapanya, Paraiha, Uyashab, Ba'arataza, Madayan, Uyashab, Al, Aba'ar, 16, Ulakahan, Madayan, Shabbat, Manawat, Wataba'ana, Watadal, Naha, Wahamal, Slat, Watamala Anha, Af, Harahatium, Lahashak, Lahashakwat, Wath, An, Abayahan, 17, Wayaba Awa, Arayam, Wayagarash Wam, Wayakwam, Masha, Wayawash, Wayawashai, Slaki, Wayawa, Wayawasha Ain, Wayashak Ah, Taza Num 18. Let me know when I gotta stop too.
Verse 19.
With the Ana Al Rai wa all of your hun or your Amar or the Y Mahara Af Mahara 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 Than Hayawam 19 with the Amarna with the Amarna Ayash Matazaria Tazayal Noah Mayad Arayam Wagam Dala Lanawa we Shak Af Atazaan. That's it.
Right now we're in Exodus chapter 2, verses 13 through 19. We're going to read it in English. Exodus 2, verse 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? Verse 14. And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me, as thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. So here it is with Moses. He seen, when Moses, learned that he was a Hebrew, he seen his people, in the conditions we were in. And he also seen a Hebrew being beaten by an Egyptian, the same as you seeing the police on the street, beating on one of our brothers or one of them ICE agents mistreating our brothers or something like that. What Moses did, it was wrong. It was wrong. We're not supposed to put hands on nobody. We're not supposed to go out here and unalive anybody. You see what I'm saying? And you'll see that where he was wrong. But here in the story, you got a Hebrew saying like, "Damn, if I don't do what you're gonna do, you gonna do me like you did that Egyptian." And now Moses is understanding that the word is getting around what he did. So now it's about time for him to get up out of there. Verse 15. Now, when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Verse 16. Now, the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Verse 17. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. Verse 18. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? Verse 19. And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. That's it.
Where we at?
We're in Exodus chapter 2, verses 20 through 25, and then we're going to hop over to Exodus 3 and read verse 1.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 20 in the Hebrew. We are Mara Anathua, Ayawa, Lama, Za, Azabathan, Af, Ayash, Oraan, Lawa, Waya Akal, Lacham, 21, Waya All, Rasha, Ashabath, Af, Ayash, Wayathan, Af, Ipara, Bathwa, Amasha, 22, with the Lad, Bun, Wayakora, Af, Shamwa, Garasham, Kaya, Amar, Gara, Ayayathia, Barataza, Akaria, 23, Wayahaya, Bayamyam, Arabiam, Aham, Wayamath, Malak, Matazarium, Waya Anak, Manya, Yasha'ala, Man, Aibada, Wayazai, it's like Wayazai, with the Al, so Thumb, Al, Alahayim, Man, Aibada, 24, Uyamai, Alahayim, Nakua Thumb, Car, Alahayim, Marathia, Maratha, Abaraham, it is the cock, no, it can't, Wa'af, Yaquab, 25, Ra'ah, Alahayim, Manya, Yasha'ala, Dai, Alahayim. Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Umasha, Ayah, Ra'aiha, Taza'an, Yatharwa, Katanwa, Kahan, Madayan, Nahag, Ataza'an, Akar, Amadabar, Wayaba'a, Al, Ara, Alahayim, Karaba, 2.
No, that's it, sir. All right, we're in Exodus chapter 2, verses 20 through 25, and then Exodus 3, verse 1. Exodus 2, verse 20. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. Verse 21. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. Verse 22. And she bare him a son, and he called his son Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Verse 23. And it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up unto God by the reason of the bondage. Verse 24. And God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. Verse 25. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them. Exodus chapter 3, verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. That's it. We're in Exodus chapter 3. We're going to be reading verses 2 through 8 in the Hebrew. Let me take this.
Sure.
Okay. Exodus chapter 3, verse 2. Wayara'ah, Malakah, Yahweh, Alyawa, Balabath, Ash, Wak, Hasanah, Wayara'ah, Wahana, Hasanah, Ba'ar, Ba'ash, Hasanah, Wayananwa, Akol, verse 3. Wayamar, Mashah, Asarah, Na'ah, Wa'ara'ah, Hamara'ah, Hagadol, Hazah, Madawai La'a Yaba'ar Hasana, verse 4. Wayara'a Yahweh Kaya Sar Lara'awath Wayakura'a Alyua Alahayim Mathawak Hasana Wayamar Masha Wayamar Hananya, verse 5. Wayamar Al the Qurab Halam Shol Na'alyaka Ma'al Regoyaka Kaya Hamakwam Ashar Atha Iwamad Alyua Adamah Quadash Hawa'a, verse 6. Wayamar Nakia Alahaya Abgika Alahaya Abraham Alahaya Yatazakwak wa Alahaya Yaikwa Wayasathar Masha Punyawa Kaya Yara'a Mahabiyat all Alahayim, verse 7. Wayamar Yahweh Ra'ah, right? Ra'ayatya Anya Ashar Bamatazarayim Wa'ath Taza'aik with them Shama'aithya
Somebody knocking on the door.
Mapunya Nagashua Kaya Yada'aithya Maka'abyawa, verse 8. Wa'arad Lahatazayal Mayad Matazarayim Wala Ha'ilathwa Mun Ha'aratazar Hahawa'a all Aratazar Tawaba Rakaba all Aratazar Zabah Kalab with a bash all Makwam Hakana Anya with her Kathia with her Amaria with her Parazia with her Kawaya Wahabawasya, and that's it. And right now we're going to be reading Exodus chapter 3, verses 2 through 8 in the English. Exodus chapter 3, verse 2. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. Verse 3. And Moses said, I will not turn aside and see this great day, this great sight, while the bush is not burnt. Verse 4. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. Verse 5. And he said, Draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. Verse 7. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. And right now, that's how we continue to do we got to do and come back to the Lord. That's the same thing the Lord is going to say about us here. You see what I'm saying? Like, He's seen the affliction of our people. Right now, people are being persecuted. You see what I'm saying? They're being kidnapped. You see what I'm saying? Unalived and a lot more stuff. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord will see that affliction. Verse 8. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land into a good land, and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. All right, now we're going to be reading in the Hebrew, we're going to be reading Exodus 3, verses 9 through 15. Exodus 3, verse 9. Va'aitha hana taza aikwath banya yasha'ala ba'aha awya wagam ra'ayathya halakataza ashar matazarayim lakatazayim atham, verse 10. Wa'aitha laka shalaka al ra'ai waha wataza anya banya yasha'ala Mamatazarayim, verse 11. Wayamar masha al ha'alahayim maya anakya kaya alka alak al ra'ai wakaya awatazaya banya yasha'ala Mamatazarayim, verse 12. Wayamar kaya ahaya aimka waza laka ha'awad kaya anakya shalakatyaka watazaya ak ha'ain Mamatazarayim, the ibad one ha'alahayim al hahar hazah, verse 13. Wayamar masha al ha'alahayim hana anakya al banya yasha'ala wa amarathya laham alahaya abawathyakum shalakanya al yakum wa amar wa aliyah maha shemwa maha amar alaham, verse 14. Wayamar alahayim al masha ahaya ashar ahaya wayamar kaha da'amar labanya yasha'ala ahaya shalakanya ala al-yakum, verse 15. Wayamar aywad alahayim al masha kaha da'amar al banya yasha'ala yahawa alahaya abatyakum alahaya abraham alahaya yatazakwak wayalahaya ya aikwa shalakanya al-yakum zaha shamya layalam wazah zakaria ladar dara. And that's it. We'll be reading Exodus chapter 3, verses 9 through 15 in the English. Exodus chapter 3, verse 9. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is coming to me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptian oppressed them. Verse 10. Come now therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. Verse 11. And Moses said to God, who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? Verse 12. And he said, certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee, that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain. Verse 13. And Moses said unto God, behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, the God of your fathers have sent me unto you, And they shall say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? Verse 14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, have sent me unto you. Verse 15. And God said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Now we're in Exodus chapter 3, verses 16 through 22. You're going to do it in the Hebrew and in the English.
Exodus chapter 3, verse 16 in the Hebrew. Lakah, or Asapath, Af, Zaquania, Asha'ala, or Morath, Alaham, Yahweh, Alahaya, Abath Yakam, Nara'ah, Aliyah, Alahaya, Abaraham, which is a quack, where Ai, Quab, Lamar, Baquad, Baquadafia, Athakam, Wa'ath, Aish, Wiyah, Aish, Wiyah, Akam, Amatazarium, 17, Amar, Ailah, Athakam, Ma'anya, Matazarium, Al, Arataza, Kanaania, Wahakathia, Wahamaria, Waparanya, Wahakal, what's that?
Wahak.
Wahak, Waya, the water. Wahaya, Wahaya, Was, Wahaya, Bawasya, Al, Arataza, Zabath, Alab, with the Bash, 18, with Shemaiwa, Lakwalak, Ma'af, Atha, was Zaquania, Asha'ala, Al, Malak, Atazarian, Amar, Thum, Aliyah, Aliyawa, Yahweh, Alahaya, Airab, Aibar Yayam, Nakwara, Alayanya, Alayanwa, Waita, Nalaka, Na'a, the rock, Shalashaf, Yum. I'm going to
verse 22.
but my debar, one is a baka, la Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa, 19, but Anya, the Aithia, Kaya, La'a, Yatan, Athakam, Malak, Atazarium, Lahalak, La'a, Bayad, Hazakoha, 20, Washalakathia, Ath, Yadia, Wahakayathia, Ath, Batazarium, Bakal, Napalahathia, Ashar, Aisha, Bakwarabwa, Akaria, Kun, Yashalak, Afakam, 21. Wanathafia, Ath, Kun, Ha'aim, Hazah, Ba'ayanya, Watazarium, Wahaya, Kaya, the Lak, the Lak one, the Lak one, the Lak one, La'a, the Lak, the Lak wa, Raya Kwan. Is it? I got one more.
Yeah, one more, sir.
Masha Allah, Asha, Mashakan, the Wama Garath, Bayatha, Kalia, Kasak, Wakalia, Zahab, Washamalak, Washama Thumb, Al, Banayakam, Wa'al, Banathyakam, when it is all done, Af, Matazarium.
We're going to be reading Exodus chapter 3, verse 16 through 22 in the English.
You want to explain Matazarium, what that means?
Yeah, Matazarium is what they consider Egypt, or it means bondage in the Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? Like our people were taken, into bondage in Egypt. The term is not Egypt in the Bible. It's called Matazarium. That's how you know it in Hebrew, but it means bondage. And if you go to Deuteronomy 15 and 68, it talks about our people being taken, into bondage again. You see what I'm saying? By way of ships. It's because we were in slavery in Egypt. So we're going to be taken into slavery again here in the United States. So that's what that means. That means bondage in Hebrew.
Or Egypt, or Mizrah.
Or Egypt, or Mizraim.
Right. Where we at?
I got to read the English. Exodus chapter 3, verse 16. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say unto them, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. Verse 17. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. Verse 18. And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt. And ye shall say unto him, the Lord God of the Hebrews have met with us, and now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. Verse 19. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go, no, not by a mighty hand. Verse 20. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof, and after that he will let you go. Verse 21. And I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. Verse 22. For every woman shall borrow of her neighbor, and of her that sojourneth in her house, jewels and silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians. Let me take this last one. Sure. All right, we're in Exodus chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. We're going to read in the Hebrew first and the English. Exodus chapter 4, verse 1. Wa'ayin, Mashah, Wa'yamar, Wa'han, La'ah, Ya'amya, Yamayannawa, La'yah, Wala'ah, Yashama'aiwa, Baquoya, Kaya, Ya'amarwa, La'ah, Nara'ah, Auyaka, Yahweh, verse 2. Wa'yamar, Auyawa, Yahweh, Mazah, Yadka, Wayamar, Mata, verse 3. Wayamar, Hashalayakhawa, Wa'aratazah, Wayashoyaka, Wayashoyaka. It's like Wayashoyakhawa. Verse 3. The Wayasho. Wayashalayakhawa. Wayashalayakhawa. The fourth word.
Shalayak. Yeah, you're right.
Wayashalayakhawa. Aratazah. It's like Aratazah.
Arataza.
I'm sure. Aratazah.
Come on, man. You
Where you
need that.
higher? Lana Kash, where you Nas, Masha, Mapunyawa, verse 4, where you Mar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, Shalak, Yadka, where Akaz, Bazanabwa, where you Shalak, Yadwa, where you Kazak, Bawa, where you Haya, Lamasa, Bakapwa, verse 5. Lama Ain, Ya Amyanawa, Kaya, Nara'a, Alyaka, Yahweh, Alahaya, Abatham, Alahaya, Abaraham, Alahaya, Yatazakwak, wa Alahaya, Yaikwa, verse 6, Wayamar, Yahweh, Lawa, Aywad, Haba'a, Na'a, Yadka, Bakayakwak, Wayaba'a, Yadwa, Bakayakwa, Wayawataza'a, Wahana, Yadwa, Watazara'aith, Kashala, verse 7, Wayamar, Hashab, Yadka, Al, Kayakwak, Wayashab, Yadwa, Al, Kayakwa, Wayawataza'a, Bakayakwa, Wahana, Shapa, Kabasharwa. That's it. We read Exodus chapter 4, verses 1 through 7 in the English. Exodus 4, verse 1. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, but they will say, the Lord have not appeared unto thee. Verse 2. And the Lord said unto him, what is that in thine hand? And he said, a rod. Verse 3. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. Verse 4. The Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. Verse 5. That they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have appeared unto thee. Verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore to him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and we took it out. Behold, his hand was leprous as snow. This is another reason that you know that the children of Israel, the stories that we read, this is how you know that we were black. You see what I'm saying? He put his hand in his bosom, and it came out white as snow. When you say leprous is snow, that's what it means. It's white. It said, and he put thine hand into thy bosom again, and he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it turned again his other flesh. I mean, it turned back black. You see what I'm saying? And that is it. Just a minute up here, mighty.
Like La Yasha Allah.
Amadia Wapagah Hapadam, which means rise and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and in the English.
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Sabbath Service,
Bashmaya,
Badash,
Shadah,
Haya,
Hayah,
Shamka,
Shabkat,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakaka,
Malakaka,
Laba'a,
Laba'ah,
Matazaka,
Matazaka,
Haya,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'arataza,
Ba'arataza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Haya,
Hayah,
Bashamaya,
Bashmaya,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Wakam,
Wakal,
Kau,
Kal,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalachnawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawafyanawa,
Wafinawa,
Kasalachnawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawafyanawa,
Wafinawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'ah,
Abiyayna,
Tabi'aynawa,
Banasayawan,
What say one,
Ball,
four,
Hawashayna,
Awashaynawa,
Mayan,
Hayah,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Hayah,
Laka,
Lakah,
Hamalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Waha'ala,
Wa'atapa Ara,
Ratapara,
La'aywalamya,
Aywalamid,
Aman.
Aman, in the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name,
hallowed be thy name,
thy kingdom
thy
come,
kingdom come,
thy will be
thy
done,
will be done
in earth,
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread,
daily bread.
and forgive us our debts,
Forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our
as we
debtors.
forgive our debts.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
So, this will conclude our service. Sisters, get shot. Please have a seat.
I'm going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, the individual Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahaba Shem Yahshua Barakatah,
Yeah, how about you have a Shabbat?
Yahmatah, Solomon Me's turn. Sisters, I imagine was me stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters, the individual Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atan B'Hashem Yahshua. Yahmatah, class dismissed.